Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm Michaela,
And I'm Megan.
and it's time to panic
Panic
at the.
at the podcast. We did great.
We're already panicking.
We really are.
We
It's
told you
true.
guys, put on your panic pants and buckle in.
Oh gosh, that was quality.
You know, it's what we just are quality.
We really are. We really are. Oh gosh. And then it's the deciding of, do we want to keep that one or do we want to go to the effort of doing another one, knowing that we'll probably mess it up because now we're going to get anxious about it.
I mean, I think we named the podcast correctly.
I think so. I agree.
So, Megan, what are we talking about today?
We're going to get to know each other all over again and go over some of
What
our
I
favorite memories and, kind of reliving the last, how long has it been? What, 5 years now?
Oh gosh,
Almost 5 years.
2015, almost 5 years.
Wow.
Wow, time does fly.
It really does. And to think that I
Do
hated
you
you for
feel?
half of it. So,
Oh, we'll get into that. I
oh
still can't get
man.
over that, actually.
I was just talking to Danny about it the other day about how like it was just weird because I had like I had my friends and then you kind of came in and it was like, well, you were friends with Robin before, and so I didn't know how to like I think navigate that probably, I guess would be like the best way to say it. Was kind of like, well, but she's already friends with her, so I feel like I'm not going to be like a part of this friendship, I guess is kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. I
Were
thought I
you
was maybe going to lose
worried
something
you were
or
gonna? Yeah, you were like worried you were gonna lose a friend out of it.
I think so. I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. It was in such a weird time in my life as well, so I don't know what exactly was going on, but
True.
it was a
So you
mess.
hated me, and then I octopused you,
Yeah.
and then never let go, and now you love me.
Yes. You ENF, what is it? What are you, an ENFP? You
I
ENFP'd
ENFP,
me?
which doesn't sound like something you should say,
No, no, probably not. But oh well, we're gonna.
but
So
it happened.
it really did. It really did.
Fight me. Just kidding. Don't fight me.
No, dude. But okay, sorry. Sidetrack really quick. Wasn't it you that I went against playing trash can at like the beginning of the semester for? I think when we got our communities up in Galena.
Playing trash
No,
can.
not isn't a trash can when you like hold arms across the trash can and you're trying to get the other person to touch it.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think that was when you hated me
No,
still.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was just like the last time I fought you and I won. So,
Okay, so for those of the people,
uh,
I'm so good at
all
English.
of them.
Welcome to my life.
Did you panic?
For the people, I did panic. For all the people I don't know what we're talking about,
I guess
we
we
should
could get
probably
into
talk
that.
about yeah, we should probably talk about what the heck is Galena? What is a Galena? What is a community? What is?
I guess we could really just start out with saying how we met because that's how we met.
True, true.
Do you want to take that story or do you want me to?
I mean, you were there first, so you roll with
I
it.
was there first. So we used to work at a boarding school in rural Alaska. Think very limited cell phone service, no roads to get in. You got to fly in. I used to go
By
out
Bush
there.
Plane,
Yeah, by Bush Plane. The biggest plane that flies out there, I think, has like what, 12 seats?
something
20?
like that.
Not very many. Not enough.
Maybe max.
You can't order in pizza. Well, you can, but it's not like Domino's. It's a process. Uh, so we used to work out there. I started going out there when I was in high school, doing mission trips and things like that. Fell in love with it, and then eventually got a job there. I think I was like 20 when I got my job out there, something like that. I was 2021.
Yeah, because you started as a dorm aide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked as a dorm aide at the end of a school year. I don't even know. I think I started in like April. I think it was April 1st. Nobody believed I was new.
It's like,
And then left for the summer, typical school job. And then the next year was how you and I met. Um,
yeah, That's where I came in.
Yeah.
Enter Michaela.
Yeah.
Bam.
Enters Michaela. Just right
I
there.
just imagine me like Kool-Aid Manning myself into like here I am, move.
Into the dining hall. I think that's where I met you
Yeah,
the first time.
slamming all doors.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. And I remember what you were wearing the first time I met you. You were wearing your zipline hoodie. And you had your hair up in a bun. And you looked exhausted. And Robin like
I
introduced
probably
us.
I probably was exhausted. I'm sure that was the day that I got there because I'm from Louisiana and I just flew all the way to Bush, Alaska, and it took over 24 hours of travel to get there. I think I slept in the airport in Fairbanks that night.
Probably.
So I was exhausted. That's crazy that you remember what I was wearing.
I remember I have a weird memory, dude.
I don't even remember what I wore today. Like and you're like, I remember what you were wearing 5 years ago when I met you and hated your guts.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much, yeah. 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 I have a weird memory though. So I just remember
You really
weird
do.
details for things. So
You're like an elephant. Like you never forget.
I forget a lot of things. I just remember the useless information.
Oh, so you're a useless elephant.
Very much. Anyways, so what we did in Galena basically, we helped run the dorms. It's in a
A
rural
public
area.
school.
What was that?
A public school,
Yeah.
but a boarding school.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
pretty far out from all of where the students come from. So they all come and they just will stay for a semester up to a year and then they'll come back the next year, hopefully. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love that job, dude. That's my favorite job I've ever had. And it's honestly probably going to be forever the best job I've ever had.
I think so. It felt like we were doing something with our lives, like we were actually
dude.
helping.
We had a purpose and we were making a difference. And that sounds so cheesy, but like it's the truth.
It's so hard to get jobs like that.
It is. And jobs that you feel like you're making a difference, but you still like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course, every job comes with like crappy times. Like, of course, I think I had my lowest of lows there.
Oh, yeah.
But I also had like some of my most favorite moments.
Totally. I think I would agree with you like 100% on that. Because it was hard being the fact like it was really remote. I mean, sometimes we would get completely burned out, even if there wasn't a lot going on, just simply because we couldn't get away from it because we lived on campus and there was always something going on. And
it's not like you could get out of town.
Yeah.
Like you literally have to buy a plane ticket, like $400 round trip just to go, get a break.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have to pay for a hotel and a rental car and food while you're gone. And like it adds up. So
it's like a whole vacation.
Yeah. And then get time off. That was hard to do because you're at a school. There's not like, and in a remote area, it's not like we have like just banks of people who can come in and cover for you.
Banks. I just imagine like a huge bank. Like think like the bank in Harry Potter.
Okay.
What is that? Gringotts? Okay.
Yeah.
Think that. And you know how they have like the dungeons, or I guess it's not dungeons, but like the little trolley thing that you have to ride down. Okay, so I'm thinking that. And then, but in the vaults is just people.
Like, is it one person to a vault or is it like a vault full?
Oh, no. It's one per vault. Like you get your own, like,
oh, I could do
it's
that.
Like, yeah, it's like a not up and coming bank, but it's like, the people bank.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can live with
luxury underground.
You won't see the sun, but no one will bother you.
No one will bother you. Introverts, best place ever.
Yeah. Sign up now.
We're taking applications.
We will bring food to you. You don't get to pick, but it's food. And you've got unlimited books.
Hey, I mean, what more could you want? Maybe some coffee. And maybe a puppy.
And Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Good old Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Then you can order your Domino's.
To the dungeon of Gringotts, the people bank.
Hey, if it's a thing, people are going to know about it and they're probably going to be fine with it, okay?
Okay. I mean, this is a magical world that we've created. I feel like anything goes.
I mean, it did it in Harry Potter, so why are we limiting ourselves here? you know?
Okay.
They literally
The
have an
sky's the
underground
limit.
bank with like little gremlin guys that take you down there. So
Yeah, I think they're goblins.
they're that starts with a G. It's all the same thing.
I don't think J.K. Rowling would agree.
No, probably not. Oh boy.
Gosh. Anyway, what a train that we just took. What were we even? How did we get here?
This is like exhibit A of what this podcast is going to be like. So I feel like if people don't like
Yeah,
this one, they're not going to like any of them. But if they love
you know,
this, they're going to be along for every ride that we take them on. So
yeah, I would agree there. Like, this is definitely what you should expect listening to this podcast.
100%. And if you know, you ever hang out with us, this is
That's
exactly how
true
this
too.
goes.
This is a prime representation of just us sitting down and hanging out
Yeah.
until 4 a.m.
Yeah. Or all night.
Or all night. Or, well, now that we're, like in our late 20s, which vomit,
Yeah, don't say that
until like
again.
11 p.m.
Yeah, man. Except for last night, I like, was out by midnight. So
Dude, I went to bed like early too. Well, I went to bed at 11, but that's early for me.
yeah, but you were still up texting me until like almost midnight. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I'm lying. I went to bed at 1. The night before, though, I went to bed at 11. See?
Yes.
Memory. I told you my memory is crap. We've come full circle.
Welcome back.
You have a bad memory when you accidentally lie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
and about stupid stuff, like the time that you went to bed.
And it's better to have it be a bad memory thing instead of just being a liar. So
Yeah. Well, then,
option.
yeah, very true, very true.
Anyways, so our friendship, we'll just reroute ourselves right back there. Do you have anything to say about our friendship so far?
Our friendship so far,
like our meeting times. When I
our meeting
you.
times. Oh, okay. Can we just briefly or in depth talk about the fact that I never knew you hated me until you actually liked me, and we were best friends, and how deceitful that was of you, because we went on a whole vacation.
We did.
And you didn't even like me.
I didn't.
And it was just us.
It was. But okay,
so who does that? What kind of psychopath does that?
This one, apparently. So in my defense, I knew that you wanted to like see Alaska. What I'd heard was that you weren't necessarily 100% sure if you were going to be coming back the next year, but you knew that you wanted to like see the state. And I was like, well, this girl's going to have to go alone. And I was like, and I'm always down for a trip, so it's kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone, and so a backpacking trip.
One annoying stone.
I'm sorry. I got you discounted train tickets, okay?
You did. I was forever grateful, but like, thank you, your dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. But I feel like it wasn't. I think honestly, I don't know when. I keep trying to figure it out, and I'll come up with different times of when I stopped feeling that way. Like stopped like not liking you and was like, oh yeah, like she's chill, like I'll be her friend.
Was it before or after we lived together? Because I swear you tell me that you.
I don't know.
Are you telling me that there's a possibility that you agreed to be my roommate and live in the same bedroom and you didn't like me?
Okay, so and it wasn't that I hated you, because I didn't honestly like hate you for a long time. But
okay, wait, do you like me now?
Yes.
I feel like I can't trust you.
Michaela, I tell you everything.
I know.
I don't tell my mom, so that's something.
I'm kidding, but I mean, kind of.
Oh, no, I think we were like friends at that point, but I remember like you didn't even ask me to be your friend. Or not your friend. Wow, nope, nope. Your roommate. The person you were living with had moved out, and you were like, well, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I'll be kind of like screwed. Like if I don't get a roommate. And we were at a bonfire, remember? And I was like, hey, if you need a roommate, like let me know. And so I don't even remember like honestly. Like
I
I feel like I didn't have positive or negative feelings towards you, you know?
That makes sense. I thought that I had a roommate before you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. See that once again, can we talk once more about how bad my memory is? I forgot about that, and I was gonna have to start paying rent again
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't get a roommate. And so I was like, I don't want to move out because this place, whenever, like the place that I was living in with my roommate is a lot bigger. And we had like a kitchen and a living room and a bathtub. That makes it sound like we didn't have a shower in our other room. But like the
There
other,
were showers, but you couldn't wash your hair with both of your hands and bring your elbows up because there wasn't room. You just had to one-handed wash your head, you know? You're
oh, well,
like,
maybe for you. See, I'm like little 5'1" over here, so I had plenty of space
that's so funny. I
for
have
for
like the
my
longest
arms.
arms in existence, so
You do. But yeah, I just the single rooms that I lived in before, they were fine, but it was just like a hotel room. Honestly,
mm-hmm.
probably smaller than some hotel rooms.
Oh
Just like
yeah.
one single room with a microwave and then a half bath is basically what it was, but a half bath with a stand-up shower.
Yeah.
It was a full bath, but it was small.
Yeah, they were really small and you had like no counter space. I have more counter
None.
space in my van than we had in our apartments.
Yeah.
Even in
Whoa,
our
that
apartment that we shared, I have more counter space in my van than we had in that thing. So,
that's true too. We kind of created like once we moved into
mhm.
the other side, like the suite side, we
Yeah,
kind of created our own counter space with dressers.
we really did. And it actually worked out really well like that. I liked
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And it kind of separated the living room from the kitchen, which was nice.
What kind of place makes count a kitchen countertop like an island out of a dresser though? Because that's what we did. Because
That's
that's
what happens when
literally
you're poor. You live you live in a bush village and you have no other options.
facts. Do you
Yeah.
remember how people would go to the dump, aka the mall,
Mm-hmm.
and scavenge? Is that a word? Scavenge?
Yes, I think so.
That it feels wrong in my mouth.
I feel like it sounds wrong now that you've said it enough times.
Scavenge. Any word sounds wrong if you say it enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, they would go through the trash to find
Anything?
treasure. Anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
not even treasure. Sometimes just more trash that they would then take home.
Yeah. 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 That happened a lot. Like
Yeah.
so
What
many
else is there to
times.
do in the village?
I You go to the taco stand. Remember the taco stand?
The taco stand that was.
Like a radar station or
Does
something like
anyone
that, wasn't
actually
it?
know? I have no idea.
I honestly don't know, but it looked just
I
like
feel
it
like
should be a taco
it
stand.
it looked like a giant sombrero.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a building was wearing a sombrero. That's what
It
the
did.
building looked like. And it was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You had to drive out like a few miles to
On your
get
way to
to
the
that
mall.
building on your way to the mall.
Yeah.
The mall dump. The dump
Yeah.
mall.
Some of our like best times were out there though. You know, like
Weird.
that time that we spent like 7 hours driving that road up and down all like right
Oh,
before we were supposed to fly out. You remember that?
yeah, yeah. That was so fun.
That
We
was fun.
literally drove around. Mind you, the village that we lived in was super tiny. I think population was like 400. And
Yeah.
the how many miles would you say it was from like one end to the other? Do you know?
I think that road was like 7 miles up to the dump.
Seven. Yeah, that I feel like that's right.
Something like 7 or 10 or something. It's not very far, but you have to drive slow because of how rough it is.
Yeah, it's just like a dirt gravel road.
Yeah, just
And then
not
it
well
gets
maintained.
icy in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
muddy when it rains and
Yeah.
oh, speaking of muddy when it rains. Oh no. Oh no. Do you remember whenever we got stuck out there?
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about that. Don't even want to talk about it.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny though.
Oh, it was funny and it was humiliating.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah.
Good, good time. At least we didn't end up on the wall of shame.
We did it, and I am shocked that we did it. It's
I don't
probably
know
just
how.
I
I
do. That's because I cried in both Richard's and Gunner's like offices or around them and asked them to make sure that didn't happen. So
oh, for real?
yeah, 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 yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Tears were
news.
involved, so I used them as bribery. It worked. So
Hey, you got to use what is available to you.
and I did. I did. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't realize that that happened.
Yeah. Man.
Gosh.
You remember when we went to Hawaii and we got lost? Um, every time we tried to go somewhere.
Can I conveniently forget that?
It was a
You
great
remember
trip
how
though.
every time it was my fault?
Yeah, because I didn't want to help because I didn't want it to be my fault.
Oh, what an a-hole.
I
You
was dealing with some self-confidence issues at the time, okay?
okay, excuses is what I'm hearing.
That's fine. Oh
Dude, I was
man.
trying so hard and I was like low key annoyed that you weren't trying to help and then would get upset whenever we ended up in the wrong place. And now to know that, that you were purposefully not helping. Wow.
I
What
would
a
just
guy.
like to remind you how much I've grown as a person since those times. I am much
You have.
nicer, much more helpful, much kinder. I'm much more fun to be around and more helpful. I think I already said that, but I'm going to say it twice.
Oh my gosh, that made me think of do you know the Friends episode where Rachel is going for like a job interview
Yes.
and she's like listing words that she is or whatever and she's like she says I can't even remember the word to be honest. That's sad. I need to watch Friends. She's like and blah 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 and I know I already said it but I think it's really important. Like that's the
Yeah.
vibe that you just gave off.
Yes. I mean, I'm okay with that. I can roll with that.
Mad Rachel.
I'm not a Rachel all the time, but I could be right now. That's okay.
That's okay. I think everyone's got a little Rachel in them.
Yep.
a, a tiny Rachel.
A tiny Rachel just sitting
A
in their
little
pocket.
a little baby Rachel that you take out every now and then.
Yeah, and every time you want to go buy shoes, she encourages it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because why not?
exactly. Life's too short not to buy the shoes.
Dude, you speaking of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem.
What's your problem?
I bought currently, I can tell you right now, there are two shoe boxes on the couch, and there's one shoe box, two shoe boxes at my mom's house, and there's two pairs of shoes on my floor that all came in this week that I
Michaela.
ordered.
Michaela.
Megan.
What's wrong with you?
Torrid had a sale.
That's so funny.
I had cash. I don't know what it's called. Torrid cash or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I blacked out.
Apparently. Remember how
Literally
when you came, I needed to buy shoes for an outfit?
to when I came to Dallas.
Yeah, yeah. And we got those clothes and I was like, okay, I need to get a shoes and then I'm good. Get a shoes, get a pair of shoes. I
Get a
still
shoe,
haven't gotten those. So I think
bro.
it's really funny that you've gotten like what's your number?
I
Six?
have
5?
six. I have six pairs of shoes, and you know, if you ever need shoes, you know where to find me because I basically could open a shoe store.
Well, but your foot is half the size of mine.
It's okay.
So
We can put two together because Megan, I have two of the same pairs of shoes.
are you
We're not
serious?
we're not gonna talk about that. I mean, okay, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna
Yeah, we
talk
need
about
to.
it.
We need to
Okay.
talk about it. So why do
Okay.
you have two pairs of the same shoe?
Let me just tell you. I bought the one pair, and they came in, and they were my size, right? A
Uh-huh.
7.5. That's the size shoe that I wear. Not in this shoe. It was like flopping off of my foot. Literally, I couldn't have worn it if I
What
wanted
the
to.
heck?
Like, I don't know who, if they're using like giant models to base their shoe design size off of, but it's not right. So I was gonna return it. Well, lo and behold, it was a final sale, and I can't return it
Oh,
or exchange
sad.
it. But I really wanted this shoe, Megan. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, surely, someone will
Surely.
buy this shoe. Surely, someone will buy this shoe for me.
Maybe Shirley will
Or
buy it from you.
surely, if you need a shoe, I've got them for you.
And you wear a 7.5, but
Uh,
bigger than that.
but really like a 9. Like,
Are you serious? That big?
no, maybe not that big, but definitely like an 8 or an 8.5. Like they're pretty big,
That's crazy.
right? So, what size shoe do you wear?
I'm in like an 11 and 11.5.
Oh, I was gonna say you actually might need these shoes or fit these shoes, but
No.
they're not that big.
My feet are literally
Um,
twice the size of yours.
yeah. Wow. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So are you able to sell the shoes?
I don't know. I haven't tried yet.
Mm.
I think my sister was gonna try them on and see if she wanted them. But then I was like, well, I really wanted these stupid shoes, so I went and I bought another pair. And would you know that whenever I bought the second pair, that they were even more marked down. They were like $13.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Dang.
13
That's not
bucks.
bad.
No, not at all. But before I paid like $26 for them. So I was a little bit upset. So
But what does that make them? Like $39 for a pair of shoes? That's not horrible.
I guess not. And that's still cheaper than what they were full price.
Dang. That's nice. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but now I have two pairs of the same shoe, one which does not fit, and one which, I mean, fingers crossed that they fit. I haven't tried them on yet.
I hope they fit.
I hope
Watch
so,
them be like true to size.
bro. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so mad
Oh my
because
gosh.
how did that happen? I just bought a 7. I would just want a half size down.
Well, hopefully they're better then.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll let you
Yeah.
know. To be
Okay.
continued.
Yeah. Keep me updated. Curious.
Mm-hmm. The shoe saga.
I really didn't think we were going to end up here on today's podcast, but here we are.
You know, we're an evolving door.
We,
I,
we a what?
I think I meant revolving, but I definitely said evolving. You know what? I'm going with it. We're an
Well,
evolving door.
I thought you said dissolving door, and I just thought it was just going to disappear. So,
You panicked. You panicked
yes, at the
that we were
podcast.
disappearing.
Yeah.
Wow, what a concept.
We could go deeply into that, but we're not going to because we don't need to talk about existential crises or anything. So,
I mean, we'll save that for another time.
yeah. Yeah.
I go
Oh
into
my
one of
gosh.
those probably 3 times a week. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm usually there for them. Well, not
Yeah,
physically, but mentally
but spiritually.
through the phone. I'm here
Uh,
in every
yeah,
realm except for actually being there.
right. Oh my gosh.
What a mess.
I still can't get over the fact that you purposely didn't help with directions in Hawaii.
I'm sorry.
And we do you remember whenever we got off of the little bus thing or whatever, and we ended up at this place, like this intersection where we walked to it, but there was like a crap ton of dudes like in the ocean. What were they doing? They had like boats or something.
I don't
Kayaks
remember
maybe,
that.
paddleboard.
Oh, yeah. It was like outrigger canoes or something, wasn't it?
I
We
don't
were like
remember.
2 stops before we actually needed to get off. That was
Yeah,
one
it
I
was,
was like actually confused on because I think we both looked at it because we didn't know exactly where we were supposed to go.
yeah. I mean, we were trying to go somewhere that we couldn't go in the first place.
Yeah. And the guy told us we couldn't go, and then we tried to go in, and then didn't we get the same guy to pick us up?
Yeah, we don't listen
Uber?
to directions.
Yeah.
Well, he told us whenever he dropped, because we ended up calling him to pick us up and bring us, and then he told us that we couldn't go, and we're like, oh, we'll try. And then he stayed around because he knew that we wouldn't be able to go in.
Yeah.
And so he ended up picking us back up and bringing us back to our hostel or something.
And we say you say called the guy, which makes it sound like we contacted someone, but we just called an Uber.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it's not like we like
we
had
called the
this
guy.
hookup in
We
Hawaii.
knew
We
a
didn't
guy.
know anybody.
No,
So
we didn't know a single person.
that
We were
was
there for like 4 days in a hostel. Okay, can we talk about how like that could have been the most like the poorest of decision making ever.
Which part?
The fact that you have to ask. The part where we flew to Hawaii
Mm-hmm.
on a whim, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much,
Mm-hmm.
for 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't even plan on staying in a building. We planned on hammocking
Mm-hmm.
and not having to pay for a place to stay, but that didn't end up working out. And we stayed at a hostel,
Uh-huh.
and not even a private room hostel, a
Uh-uh.
hostel with the most strangers of strange,
Yes.
some of those being males.
Mm-hmm.
What were we thinking?
I don't know, but I'd do it again 110%.
I mean, me too, but like we could have died.
Okay, let's run through the planning of this trip really quick. I'm pretty sure we had like 3 weeks from the time we bought our tickets, because one of us just happened to be like, hey, tickets all the way to Hawaii round trip and back are only $700 from Alaska, which they aren't ever. So then the other one of us, and I can't remember who initiated, was like, okay, we're gonna buy them. And so then we bought them. We had our YouTube channels at the time, so we kind of like, I think we documented a little bit of like that
Yeah,
process. We both bought backpacks like 3 days before in the hopes that they would get there, and they did.
which is mind blowing because we lived in not only Alaska, but Bush, Alaska, and that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Shipping can sometimes take months.
Yeah, especially if you want toilet paper and you're almost out, it's gonna take you
Oh my
2 months to
gosh.
get your toilet paper.
When I ordered something, it came in 6 months later.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember it happened.
Yeah. Happened to, quite a few times to people that it would take like months for something to come in.
Yeah, well, our post office was closed half of the time, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we found tickets, booked them, left 3 weeks later. Weren't really approved for the time off, but we got it somehow. Remember, he didn't want to give us the time off because we didn't have paid time available.
Yeah,
So he
we
was
took
like,
it
basically,
unpaid.
yeah. Well, he was like, basically, what I can do is like, say you're not quitting your jobs, but you're not going to be here during this time. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that means I get to leave. Cool. Thanks. Bye. You know, like, we weren't
Dude.
really supposed to take the time off. And then we actually went. We had one night at the hostel, but we didn't realize how expensive. Remember how it was like $30 to get from the Airbnb, not Airbnb, what the heck, the airport to the hostel, remember? And we ended up in an alley, and we were like, where are we? Where are we? And then found the hostel. It was right there. And then,
And then walked forever to find the freaking beach, and it was right there the whole time. We
yeah,
literally walked the opposite way of the beach. Who does
yeah,
that?
us. I'm pretty sure I gave
Granted,
the directions on that one, and that
I'm
was
gonna
bad.
just
My bad.
I'm just gonna agree with you on that. I don't know if it was, but we'll just say it was you.
Pretty sure it
You
was me.
deserve
Pretty sure.
you deserve some of the credit for the bad directions because I took on a lot of it.
Well, remember how we were trying to figure out what we were going to do the first day because it was supposed to rain and it was cloudy, so it looked like it was actually going to. And so our decision of things to do because it's going to rain was not to go do anything else, but to go to
The,
the zoo.
the zoo. How stupid was that? It's gonna
That was
rain.
so stupid. And
Let's
we didn't
go.
remember we didn't buy sunscreen until like our second day there. We'd been to the
We
zoo.
were burned so bad. I think you were a lobster. I
I
think you
was.
turned into one. I
I
wasn't
did.
even with Megan. I was with a lobster.
Yes. Mr. Krabs, thank you very much.
And oh my
Uh
god, Mr. Krabs. Uh,
and at that
with a
point we were
Krabby
so
Patty.
burned it didn't matter if we had sunscreen or not.
We were so burned, specifically you, that even your ears, your earlobes
Mm-hmm.
inside. Do you
Well,
remember
that was
that?
because I was an idiot and I
I mean,
wore, remember my ears were stretched at the time. They weren't like where they're at now, but they were still big enough, and I had clear glass plugs, and I had just shaved my head like 6 months, not even 6 months before, 4 months before,
oh
three
yeah,
months before. And so I
your hair
had
was short.
nothing protecting them.
I forgot that your hair was that short, and you wore glass plugs,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Which
amplified the sun.
amplifies the sun. It's like, if you're one of those crazy kids that just decides to try and light an ant on fire and you use a magnifying glass, I did that to my own ears.
Minus the ant.
Minus the ant. It was just me.
You were the ant. You're a lobster ant,
I'm a lobster
Megan.
ant. Thank you.
Yeah,
What the heck? Oh my gosh. But that was a good trip though.
it was.
Everything kind of like fell into place exactly the way that we wanted it to and needed it
But
to. And
yeah, but it also all went wrong at the same time.
well, yes. Yeah.
Do you remember how I had a panic attack sitting on the beach and you had a panic attack while we were freaking swimming?
Well, we were freaking swimming and I couldn't find you. And I couldn't touch the coral because they drilled into us that stupid thing that like you can't touch the coral, don't
Don't
touch the
touch it.
coral. And I was like, I can't
Yeah.
touch the coral and I'm having a panic attack.
And what song were you singing in your head, Megan?
What was it? What was
Do
it?
you,
Something about
do you
sharks.
remember? Baby, there's a shark in the water.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And remember
Probably didn't
how
help with the
you
panic
just
attack.
conveniently forgot that there is a shark in the water and ended up trying to swim out to sea?
Okay, so I thought, I truthfully am so glad that I just happened to swim back into shore. And if my family ever listens to this podcast, Megan, they're gonna be very upset because I haven't told them this. I really, really thought I was getting drug out, right?
Uh-huh.
But I thought that there was a retaining wall or a wall of some sort that like prevented you from being drug out. I
Mm-mm.
really thought that because from the top, where were we? It starts with an H. It was
Hanama Bay or something like that?
a Panama Bay. Yeah, wow, we're probably butchering that.
We need Mike.
Uh, we do need Mike. He said it perfectly.
He's from there.
Um, right. So anyway, we were there and snorkeling, but before you get down to the water, you're
Mm-hmm.
like overlooking it from this cliff, and the way that the I guess it was the coral was set up, it looked like a wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell you that there was a wall there. My brain just said, coral wall, safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was getting drug out to sea and somehow couldn't fight the waves. I was trying to swim back into shore, but I couldn't. And so something finally like relaxed my mind. I literally think it was God because I don't know what else it could have been. And I was like, okay, just like relax your body when it drags you out to sea, which don't listen to this as advice if this happens to you, but this is what happens to me and I didn't die. So I relaxed my body, it drug me out, and then when the waves would come back like crashing into the thing, I would
Mm-hmm.
like use all of my power to swim as hard and fast as I could.
Oh,
And
I
I would
didn't
just
know
make
that.
up a bunch of ground. Yeah, that's the only reason I think I made it back to shore ever.
Dang, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that you like got drug out to sea, but then I didn't realize like how you made it back.
Oh my gosh!
Nemo
Nemo's
swimming
swimming out
to
to
sea.
I was
Yes.
Nemo, but I was getting drugged to sea.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. What a time.
It really was. I'd forgotten about your panic attack on the beach though. I feel like
Yeah,
I wasn't with you for it, but we were
you
there at
weren't.
the same time. Where was I?
You were you know how they have like a big,
Like the
what is it
jetty or
called?
something. That's what they're called where I'm from. The like
I would call it a wharf.
the thing you can walk out on the basically walk on the ocean
A
like Jesus,
boardwalk.
but yeah,
Like Jesus.
only way less
Um
cool.
yeah, a little bit. No, yeah, you were going off on the boardwalk thing to like take pictures and I wanted to be in the water. You didn't come swimming that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like going for like a little dip in the ocean or whatever. And I came back out and I just sat in the sand while you went to go take pictures. Um, and I don't know what it was, but like I don't think like mentally I was in a good place.
Yeah.
I thought I was, but apparently I wasn't because all of a sudden I literally was sitting in the sand looking at the ocean, like most beautiful scenery. Should have been like so happy and I just started crying. And I don't think it was a panic attack, but it was definitely like maybe anxiety or
Yeah.
sadness or something. I don't know what I don't know if I would call it a panic attack, but it was odd. That had never happened to me before. That was the first time that had happened.
Dang. That's
And then
crazy.
I felt dumb because there was like a ton of people around. Here I am sitting down by myself, by myself, trying to not let people know that I'm crying. So,
Oh
so
man.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. But it was good that
But
you got those emotions out. Like I feel like you needed to.
apparently I needed to. I didn't
Yeah.
even know they were there. But
Yeah. Man.
it was a good trip.
It was a really good trip. It was I don't know. I feel like every trip you and I've been on has been really fun though. So
Even the one where we drove or rode across the entire length of the United States pretty much for 3 days. And our feet were so swollen that we might as well have been walking on like a softball.
yeah, but I would totally do it again.
I think I would too, just from the stories, dude. The
Mm-hmm.
stories that we came away with on that trip. We took a Greyhound from what, Seattle?
Seattle or Port? I think it was Seattle.
I think it was Seattle. Seattle, Washington, all the way to New Orleans. Sorry, that
No, you're good. I think it did a little bit, but I think it's okay.
okay. Okay, I'm taking it off. Yeah, 3 days of pretty much constant sitting.
Yeah, we really didn't have much time that we were not like we didn't have like any like layovers, I guess you could call them really. We had one, I
We had
think. I
one bus
remember.
change, yeah, and I want to say it was in like Idaho. No,
Nope. Nope. We had one in Denver.
Denver. Yeah.
Remember? It was like 6 hours in Denver, and we saw an inmate at McDonald's being escorted by the police.
See, why does my brain not remember that?
I don't know. Because that's how my brain remembers. Remember the guy who came up to us and he was like, hey, I just got out of jail. Do you guys have like money for like food or like an Uber? And we were like, no, we don't. I'm sorry.
Don't remember that. Oh my
You
gosh.
don't
I hope
remember
my
that?
mom doesn't. No, but I hope my mom doesn't listen to those podcasts. She's gonna
Yeah,
be
but
like,
you know she's going to.
oh, probably. She's gonna be like, Michaela, be more careful when you're traveling. And I'll be like, Mom, okay. But like, probably it'll be the same.
But like at the same time, it was two of us, you know, and I feel like we were very good about making sure that we like never went anywhere without each other, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were
So
definitely safe, but
yeah,
just people are freaking weirdos
they really are.
and
Um,
super sketch.
yeah. Remember it on that trip, remember our like baths in the bathroom stalls? And like we washed our hair in the sink?
In the actual sink.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was like a defining moment in my life that got me to where I am today. Because now I've done that several times.
Slap that on your resume.
I really should.
Can't can take showers in sinks
Yeah.
of bus station.
Yeah. I've done that in bus stations. I've done it in an airport now. I have washed my hair in the sink of more rest areas than I could talk about. Uh yeah, you know, like but that was the first time I ever did it. And I never thought that I would get to that point in my life. It was like it's like a gateway drug, you know? Now I just have a lot less anxiety about doing it than I did that first time.
Oh, didn't you record your like because we were
Hmm.
you were vlogging it.
Yeah.
So there's a video clip somewhere on the internet
Yep.
of us washing our hair in
Hmm.
the sink
Yeah.
in Colorado at the bus station.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Wow.
times.
Good times. If you're interested in watching that video, you can find it on YouTube. I don't
Yeah.
know what I don't know what your I can't remember your channel name for whatever
I
reason.
think it's
You
Megan
changed
Hogate.
it. You changed it like 1,000 times.
I did. I never liked any of them. I think it's Megan Hogate now. Um, but yeah, I think it can be found on there. That was quite an experience.
No, it was.
It
That
sure
it
was fun
was.
though.
Yeah, I would do it again.
Hmm.
Maybe try and walk around a little more though.
Yeah. And not expect our bags to fit in the overhead bin.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely would check bags. Check
Yes.
your bags.
Yeah. Good times though.
Good times. Well, we're at the 45-minute mark.
So do we want to tell them anything about us actually, or do we want to just end here?
I mean, nah, what the heck? We can be strangers.
Okay, we'll just be strangers.
They can find out more on the next podcast.
There we go. Oh man. Well, this was fun. Thank you
Yeah.
for setting aside time for this.
Yeah, dude, it was so fun. I hope if anyone is listening. I feel like I'm stranded somewhere and I'm making like my final video.
Yeah, a
If
little
anyone
bit.
is listening. No, hopefully that was enjoyable to listen to at least a little bit.
If they're still
Um,
here, then it was. So
yeah, if you're still listening,
to
you
our
are our
moms,
kind of people.
thank you for
Yeah.
listening, Mom. Appreciate you, and
If
thank
you're
you for
listening, Mom, thanks for being my number one fan.
yeah, we love you guys.
We do love you guys.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well,
Uh,
I don't
we'll
know how
see you
to end
next
this.
time.
We haven't talked about
I
any of this.
let's just panic our way out.
All right. Sounds great. And
All right,
panic.
okay, bye.